Some days disappear before we even notice. You wake up with good intentions. You tell yourself, today will be different. And yet, by the time the day ends, you're left wondering where your time went. But here's something most people never realize until it's too late. The moment you start telling others about your plans, something quietly begins to change. Not outside of you, inside. If you've ever felt stuck, unmotivated, or strangely disconnected from goals you once felt excited about, stay with me till the end of this video. Because the reason might not be laziness. It might be something much quieter. And once you see it, you won't unsee it. This isn't about secrecy. It's about intention. And it's about understanding when silence is actually strength. Last year, I had an idea. It wasn't huge, but it mattered to me. It was the kind of idea that keeps you awake at night, not because of fear, but because of excitement. So I did what most of us do. I told a few people. I mentioned it casually in conversations. I dropped hints online, nothing detailed, just enough to feel acknowledged. At first, it felt good. People listened. They nodded. Some offered advice. Others shared opinions I hadn't asked for. I felt encouraged. I felt visible. But slowly, something shifted. The idea didn't feel as light anymore. Every conversation added another layer. Another expectation. Another invisible weight. I found myself thinking less about the idea itself, and more about how others saw it, how they might judge it, how I would explain it if it didn't work out. The quiet joy I once felt thinking about it alone in the morning, while sunlight rested on my desk, began to fade. I noticed my habits changing. I was scrolling more, checking messages more often, replaying conversations in my head. Minutes turned into hours. Hours that could have been spent building, learning, or simply being present. One evening, I stepped outside for a walk. The air was cool. The street was calm. Leaves crunched under my feet as cars passed by in the distance. And for the first time in a while, my mind was quiet. That's when I realized something important. The world doesn't need to know everything we're planning. The world doesn't need to approve our intentions before they're ready. Some things need silence to survive. Progress doesn't always happen loudly. Most of it happens quietly, in moments no one sees, in early mornings, in small choices, in consistency that never makes it online. I started paying attention again, the way sunlight rested on my desk, the smell of coffee filling the room, the comfort of writing without explaining. I realized how much energy I had been giving away simply by talking. Because when you tell people your plans too early, you don't just share information. You share responsibility. You share pressure. You invite opinions that can shape something that isn't fully formed yet. So I tried something different. I stopped announcing my plans. I stopped explaining my direction. I wrote things down quietly in a notebook only I would read. And something surprising happened. I felt calmer, more focused, more connected to what I was actually doing. Conversations became lighter because I wasn't defending a future that hadn't arrived yet. My work felt more honest because it wasn't being shaped by applause or doubt. Even simple moments felt richer. Drinking coffee without checking my phone, sitting by a window in silence, listening fully when someone spoke. That's when I understood the real lesson. Not every dream needs witnesses. Not every goal needs validation. Some of the most powerful transformations happen privately. When you keep plans to yourself, you protect your energy. You give ideas space to grow naturally. You allow yourself to move at your own pace. Silence doesn't mean fear. Sometimes it means trust. So here's something to think about. What if the reason you feel stuck isn't because you lack discipline, but because you've been sharing pieces of your future too soon? What if your next chapter doesn't need announcing, only living? Today, try keeping one intention just for yourself. No explanation, no updates, no audience. Let it grow quietly. Let it shape you before it's seen. Because some things are too precious to rush. Some moments are too important to waste seeking approval. And maybe, just maybe, the life you're trying to build will arrive more fully when it unfolds away from the noise. Quiet, intentional, present. That's where the real magic lives.